Hello, welcome back. Thanks for joining another stream. Recently I had a go at a time trial shootout, a competition of these historic and vintage cars around the amazing Napoli track. It was a very fun way and relaxing way to have a go at Assetto Corsa. Yeah, I had an absolute blast with all of those cars. It wasn't always easy, but it was a fun competition. So I fancy doing it again. Today, we're on another street track, although it looks quite different to the 1930s and 1950s style Napoli we saw before. Welcome to modern day Adelaide. It's a tight street track where there's a barrier to meet you in most locations, and some of the corners could be so tight, but at such high speed it really requires confidence in how you drive, and you just have to hope no one's alongside you when you take on some of these corners. So today we're having a go at another series of time trials, but with slightly more modern cars. We're starting off with Group 5 cars, which you may know as late 70s, early 80s machines. Two of them, the BMW M1 from 1981 I believe, and the Porsche 935 K3. Both of these are from the DRM pack that are in the description below, or as part of the THR website. They're very fun cars, but they're definitely not the easiest. And whilst you can go fast in a straight line, braking is, well, theoretical, it's an absolute nightmare. And then we get a lot more modern into the late 90s. Vauxhall Vectra, a BTCC Super Tourer that in Australia you may know more as the Holden Vectra. The Leicester Storm, a GT or GT1 car. The very modern Holden Commodore, as part of those Australian supercars. And then onto two final cars, the Ferrari 330 V12, as part of the RSS Classic Endurance Pack, and BRC's McLaren MP4 4, which recreates one of the most successful F1 cars in history. So it's just going to be a fun event. We can see what times we can set after about 3 laps with each car, unless I feel that I've reached the peak of what I can do, really. And we're going to go from there. If anyone has any suggestions of cars, then I can always add these on. And then once I'm finished with this, I will be moving over to Automobilista 2. In the year 2000, the American Le Mans series ended up going over to Adelaide, and a lot of those cars, although their liveries have changed, are in Automobilista 2. So it's a great recreation of the cars, and what an amazing track to race them at. I believe one of the fastest cars that year was a Dodge Viper, even though you had Alan McNish in the Audi endurance car. But more on that later. First off, we are in Assetto Corsa. I'm going to be taking a look at the BMW M1 turbo car. As you saw before, there are slight additions to the track, mainly that the grip is lower, and there is a slight wind, although we shouldn't really notice that too much. So I'm going to start off with this car right here. It is a beautiful looking machine. But it's no way an easy car. But yeah, let's go have some fun. Oh, and if there's any issues with audio or anything else, please let me know and I'll correct those as soon as I can. So, making our way towards the center chicanes at the beginning of this first lap. We're just going to take it easy for this first section. Just don't bother with them this time, because just getting used to this car is an art of itself. You really have to listen to the turbo to understand if you're going to be going in a straight line or you're going to spin out. But quite often you'll reach the top revs of a certain gearing slightly earlier than you actually should, so it will ramp right up, even though if you do give up you won't be as fast as you should be. So there's a few things to learn with it, but the DRM team that recreated these old German touring cars have done an amazing job, especially as they are fairly old now in the Assetto Corsa modding scene. Okay, so we're going to make our way onto the, I believe, horse racing grounds towards the Foster's Corner to start off our first lap. Braking early for this chicane. Very cautious, but it's far better to just get a valid lap than anything else to start off with. If you haven't seen this version of this track before, this is a 2011 rendition by a guy called Chewy and a well-known modder called Rainmaker. I believe this track was originally on F1 Challenge, but it's been lovingly recreated on the original R Factor and here in Assetto Corsa. This is a very heavy car, if you can't tell. And just like all of the other cars that I am using today, and so far all of their time trialing systems, I'm not here to do any setup changes unless something's terribly wrong with the car. Just here to have fun with it. Okay, for our first kind of chill lap around Adelaide, that is a 1:37.7. Okay, cleanly through the chicanes there. Spooling up the turbo as early as we dare. Making slight contact with the barriers. Okay, onto the first of the two straights. Braking slightly, you definitely can't make this flat. And you can't make it like that, okay. Gonna have to change how I take that corner. onto the... just finishing the smaller Brabham Straight. Making our way back to... starting the final third lap. Okay, so even with that hit on the barrier, I was at 134.9. Seems you can get away with quite a lot of cutting of that chicane. I've time to fate that, I know I'm going to mess up next time. Thankfully kept it away from that curbing. If you end up crossing over that, you are on for quite a slow lap. Super cautious through there. At least we're clean. This BMW M1 is a lovely car, even though it's quite old now, it still looks good, both as a vintage and a modern car. If you haven't tried it in AMS2 either, really recommend it. I know there's a German YouTuber called Timo who also loves it, and for good reason. It's a great car. Okay, for the final lap, that is a 134.35. Okay, let's see what this means. Okay, so with the 134.35, naturally, the BMW is in first place. It is the top of the leaderboard, and it definitely won't stay that way, especially with some of the cars we have coming up next. So, the next one will be the Porsche 935 K3. Another one of the DRM pack that is quite a joy to drive, but somehow has even worse brakes than this. And some of the faster corners, I think it could be fairly easy to spin this car round, but yeah, we'll see. So, K3 from 1979, part of the DRM team. Okay, so just like before, gonna have a quick look at the car. It is a lovely looking car. Again, a lot of additional bodywork that was popular in the DTM of that period. Don't know how much really was spec in this kind of thing. There's quite a beast. Anyway, I think I should just get to it. First off, check the audio. Just gonna up it slightly. If that's too loud, just let me know. Okay, this has quite a monster acceleration. climbing over the chicanes. Yeah, definitely worse brakes than the M1 before. I'll have to look at this series, you know, the DTM from the late 70s, early 80s. I'm gonna have to have a look at that properly. May need a proper history video. Slow but still alive through that corner. Up early into the second gear, but not for long. Okay, let's go for our first hot lap. Okay, the track still calls it legal. I know you can be invalidated there, so yeah, we'll take it. I know Porsche did go valleying, but I didn't think it was at Adelaide. So up to third gear. Just not enough time for fourth. Missing that apex quite badly there. That one too. Okay. This corner can catch you out. If you're not slow enough, you can easily go onto the grass there. And when we're doing the race later, that is going to have some consequences. Quite early into first there. Definitely haven't got used to either car's weight. Just before this I was having a go at 1990s endurance, and cars like that are a whole different world compared to this. Especially the prototypes. Can't get it slowed down. Okay, so finishing our second of 3 hot laps. Definitely wasn't clean. But also, yeah, slightly slower than our first lap. Previously doing a 1:36. if I did choose to do setups, I would definitely work on the gearing of these two cars. Maybe more later, but there's a lot of time you spend in first gear, and that's a pretty dangerous place to be when you're in a turbo car. Stuck to the barrier hit. That's not going to help our time. But thankfully, unlike the race later, damage is not on. Okay. Can we get another 136 time? 135.22. That's a lot better than I expected. Okay. Let's add this onto the timings. Alrighty. 135.22. With both cars, you could definitely improve if I just kept it clean, but it wasn't a bad time, and yeah, it was good fun. Potentially, because the BMW is 2 years more advanced in this Group 5 stage, it definitely had the advantage. But now onto something quite different. This will be the BTCC Vauxhall, or Holden in this case, Vectra, as we're going around Adelaide. A Super Tourer from VRC. It is quite a fun car, but I'm not really used to the front wheel drive. So we'll have to see how this goes. Alrighty. Just looking at this car, it's not the prettiest. It is the Super Tours series around the world is some of the best racing you could get, and for the teams it was a lot easier to get in thanks for the reduced cost of the cars, at least at the beginning. Yeah, it doesn't look... Without the rear wing, it is just looking like many cars that you used to see on the roads, but it can pack a lot of punch here. Okay, system's on. Okay, we have power. Hope you're all doing well today. And had a good weekend as well. Okay, so this car could definitely brake a lot better than the others. Two decades of brake technology going into a tiny Vauxhall Vectra. Sounds silly to say. Going over the curb here. Hooking onto that curb. Thankfully not getting any further towards the barrier. Lock it up on the end of this outlap. Virtual racing cars definitely put a lot of effort into the feedback you can feel on this wheel. There's a lot of effort put into this car, and it does show, but yeah, it's quite interesting to see the difference between the Super Tours in the different packs. That there's so many different ways to race it. You may not like the Renault Laguna they have, but the Ford Mondeo might be up at your alley. But at least compared to the DTM cars previously, we can stay out of first gear. It does give me a bit more confidence in this car. Okay, onto the Bravery straight. Locking up too heavily. Nightmare. Definitely gonna have to brake earlier next time. Okay, at the end of this lap, we've got a 1:36.8. There's a lot to improve there. Ooh, big kick from that curb. Don't think that was too bad. Thinking a whole lot earlier. Yep, definitely helped. At the end of this hot lap, that is a 1:33.7. That's much more like it. That's through the curves is final time. Climbing the curb this time. Let's just say I opened out the corner. shouldn't have done that. I let off the throttle there and paid the price. That's the end of that hot lap, I think. So, let's go add this to the leaderboard. Okay. So with the 133.74, wouldn't you believe it, the most modern car so far is in first place. Followed by the turbo-powered BMW M1 and the quick but didn't have enough brakes Porsche 935. Next up, we're going even more modern towards the Lister Storm, which is part of the RSS endurance pack. It is quite the machine and has so much power, and I don't think it has traction or ABS, so it's definitely a manual car to enjoy. Okay, just looking at this car, we can see that it's quite blocky and it's somehow still really beautiful, especially with the multicolored top of that car. Almost like an oil slick. Okay. No ignition system this time, just straight up go. I can already feel the power from this car. As long as I don't wheel spin, I should be okay. Oh, and as long as I don't do that, I should be okay. That was a big hit. Okay. So, tip for the hot laps coming up. Let's not do that. Just like the BTCC car beforehand, this is a paid mod by Racing Studios. But there is such great quality. If you haven't picked this up yet, what are you doing here? Absolutely go for it. Whether you're here for the Dodge Viper, the Aston Martins, the Ferraris, there's just so much to enjoy. A lot of them cars from GTR 2, and if you like these kind of cars, there's a great version in AMS2 as well. So it's quite a different physics setup. Okay, around too much amount. Let's start that up again. Got too excited to start the first hot lap. Okay. This car definitely doesn't take chicanes and curbs that well. But it does power out of the corners fairly nicely. unlike the front-wheel drive Super Tourer we had previously, we're not relying on the throttle for the cornering, which definitely gives me more confidence. Okay, already doing better than before. That one is a 127.7. Using the track limits, but still valid. And making the first mistake again. That's alright. Just here for fun. And we have one more hot lap to really show what this car can do. Okay. Onto the first straight. And this tough corner towards Brabham. Didn't use all of the road there, but, you know, we're alive. Back towards the horse track. The fourth just briefly. Doesn't turn enough, but that's okay. Okay, end of the second lap. That is a... We'll forget about that time. Even if this car was good at the bumps, dealing with curbs has never been something Assetto Corsa has done too well. It definitely deals with apexes and things like that well, but I didn't. Okay, up to fifth. Just slide left. And gear down that time. Needed it. Okay, that was nice. Okay, not too far to go now on this final hot lap. Okay, up to third. Did we get fourth? We do. And that's a 126.5. Okay. I'll take that. Let's put that onto the leaderboard. Okay, with that, the Lister Storm blasts into first place. Just double check that. 126.54. Sweet. So I'll just move all of these down. First place goes to the Lister Storm. Then we're off to the well handling, but I'm just not too used to it, Holden Vectra from VRC, and the BMW M1 Turbo, the late 70s, early 80s DTM style car. Alrighty, now for something really quite modern. The Holden Commodore Supercar, as part of the Aussie Supercars V8 Machines series. That is really good fun. I may usually just do older cars, but there's a fun challenge with these things that, yeah, it's definitely a more warners to all of them. Okay, we are here, we are live, and let's have a look at the first car. This is the, well, not the first car, but one of 2 supercars you can get as a free download. I need to add that into the description where all the other cars and the track link is. Oh yeah, we are in Winterbottom, Frosty's car. And let's see how fast we can go. Just before we go too far, how is the audio? Just reduce that slightly. Cool. Again, if there's any issues with audio, just let me know. I can barely see where the corners are. At least I haven't done the same mistake again. So you would hope that a car like this would deal with the curves quite well. We survived the center chicane, so all points positive. I have seen some mods for the more recent supercars, their most recent generation. I haven't had a go with them yet. I don't know if I don't know how good they are. But tell me if you had a go, because it may be something I need to invest in. Because this older supercar, as you can tell by just the look of it, it's so much fun. If I can find the corner, it's quite hard to tell on this thing. Just holding onto the car. It is a lively machine. Okay. Let's start our first hot lap. Careful not to crash out here. Open up a bit heavily. But we do stay in the right direction. Even though the car wanted to go anywhere but forward. Climb up to 5th gear. Not enough. Well, that would be an end of a race, but thankfully, the damage off for now. We're safe to start another hot lap. Bit too cocky there. Okay, let's start this properly. Lap's still valid somehow. Although we were bucking a bit like a Bronco. We're still going, we're still going. not a huge fan of cornering, but overall it's not a bad handling car. That's a lot safer. We make it through. Messed up that corner again. Second to third. I'll say 133.7. Far better through those corners. Thankfully, didn't hit those barriers. I think we're onto something good here, or at least fairly good. Slightly cautious there. Bit of a wheel spin through that section. Make it to Forster's corner. We don't spin out. That's a 130.7. That's a pretty nice time there. Okay. I definitely need to change some of these screens that you can see there. But 130.74. Three entire seconds faster than the Vectra. That's pretty good. But it didn't have much of a chance against the Holden, so the Lister Storm. Kind of expected that. On to the next fun challenge. Again, if you weren't here at the beginning, we've got two more cars here. If you have any suggestions or recommendations of what cars I should add to this list, feel free to let me know. But if there's none, I'll be having a move to AMS2 to go on to Adelaide on that system and have a go at a prototype 2005 car around there for a longer race, because the AI is just a bit better. So I will move on to the Ferrari 330 V12, a Le Mans car by RSS that I think did quite well, especially in the American Le Mans series. It's another no-brainer if you haven't got it. It's a perfect addition to this game. And with that V12 engine, it is ready to roar. Just before we do anything else, just a quick show off of the car. It's simple. Sticking a driver and an engine together and you get this car. No big aero, no big modern aero. Although you can see this absolute monster of a wing there. Anyway, let's go for it. I feel like if I'm able to keep this car on the road and away from some of the bumps, just realised, apologies for that, I haven't shown you the car. I was on the wrong screen. So yeah, it's a very simple car, just a fast engine and a fast driver and off they go. I believe they did quite well in the American Le Mans series. But yeah, it's a great looking thing. Anyway, try again. So yeah, I think it should do well, especially compared to, you know, the GT Leicester Storm. But there's no guarantee that a prototype will be a GT head, you know, over a longer race. Start that again. There's no guarantee that a prototype will beat a GT car, because when the American Le Mans series came to Adelaide in 2000, a race of 1,000 years, I believe it was called. Whilst Alan McNish did win in the Audi R8, there were, I think, the two other people on the podium drove Dodge Vipers. It's crazy. And there were other prototypes. There was the Panels or Panels car. There were Lolas. But on a tight street track where they had quite a few disqualifications and retirements, just surviving mattered, so being in a GT car really quite helped. Okay, we survived the chicane. Don't think I should have gone down to second gear previously, but we got through there. Okay, onto the longest straighter. Don't know how much I can trust this car through that corner. Just when the consequences can be quite severe there. Just better to finish the lap in one piece. Getting around the last corner, and the first hot lap comes in at a 123.1. 123, that's pretty solid there. As you can see by the display, all of that work and we are up by just a tenth. And with all of that work, it's now gone. Okay, so that's the end of the second hot lap. We have one more to go. Although that, a small difference may suggest that I might not be able to extract too much more time out of this car. Okay, let's try again. Car getting rocked a bit there. Up to third gear, to fourth. Going to be slightly more cautious there, but using a good amount of the boat this time. To Foster's. Turn, there we go. That is a 123.04. That's not too bad at all. Definitely feel like I couldn't do too much more than that, but it is a great car to drive if you haven't done it already. So with that 123.04, yep. The Lister Stormer is very much dethroned. I've put second place. And the Commodore, just double check I've got the maths there. Yep, the Commodore's third. Okay, so now we have the final one on this list, the McLaren MP44. This car was driven by Prost and Senna at Adelaide in this year, although I believe it was a longer Adelaide layout, which is in Assetto Corsa and AMS2 anyway, but that's for another day. The MP44, one of the most successful cars, F1 cars in history. It ended up taking 15 of 16 races, I think. And if we are able to survive here, it will be will likely be the fastest car and take this mini time trial championship, as it were. So let's have a look. This is the MP44. It looks like a go-kart compared to the modern cars, but yes, it's still quite long. Even though you can imagine the driver's feet is definitely in the crash zone. It's a turbo-powered machine, so I'm gonna have to spool it up as I go along. And yeah, if I survive, I should do well, but that's no guarantee. Okay. If you don't know this car, this is a free one from Virtual Racing Cars. Should be on the Overtake website. And if you haven't got it yet, download it whilst you're watching this. See what times you can set. So yeah, final call everybody. So if you have any suggestions of cars you would like to see go around this track, put it in the comments now. And if you don't, that's okay as well. I'll move on to the next thing, which will be once I've finished all these hot laps, will be a race in AMS2 around Adelaide. with 2005 prototypes. Ooh. Okay. Didn't hit any barriers, even though there's maybe not much of this car left, or car tyres left. Just a gentle knock to stay within them. The rear of the car definitely wants to let go as it goes through that corner. May have to pull out of it, even though aerodynamically the car can soar through that corner onto Adelaide Street. Okay, so let's do our first of 3 hot laps. Spool up the turbo as we go round. Keeping control. And then losing control. We'll just see what markers we can set with this, even with the mistake. If you haven't seen my time trial live stream around the Napoli racetrack, go back and watch it if you'd like. But it's just really fun, like then and like now, just to have a look at these cars, see how the technology's changed, how each different engine sounds, and just enjoy sim racing and the history together. More cautious hit, and we survive. Up to third, to fourth. Missing the apex slightly, but that's okay. Using the chicanes, surviving that corner. It's all looking quite positive. Charging down this straight makes it feel so much smaller in this car. Safely through that sector. Into the horse track. Definitely getting the apex that time. And that is a 121.4. Let's go for this final time. Locking up slightly there. Not too bad. Bit of a drift. just to show off. And for our final time, a 1:19.2. Wow, how did we gain that much time? Alrighty. Let's have a look at a replay of that. Okay. Okay. So yeah, no surprise that this MP44 ended up coming up with an amazing time. Yeah, 1:19.25 is nothing to scoff at least for a Formula 1 car, maybe not for, you know, overall times. So with that, just going back here, we can very much put the F1 car. It might be out of time, but you know, going on the modern version of Adelaide, but it definitely has pace. Then it's the Ferrari prototype, and then the Leicester Storm. I really enjoyed that. That was good fun. Hopefully you did too. And that's the first part of this stream sorted. So I will be now moving on to AMS2 for a race. I'm just gonna bring that up behind the scenes. And be with you very, very shortly. Okay. Cool, that is just loading behind the scenes. I've had some really good recommendations of tracks I can have a go at next time. I'm a big fan of road racing, so when I got the recommendation for Longford, the Australian track, I felt like I definitely have to have a go at it. So whether it's next week or sometime very soon, I plan to be going over that track and seeing what times some other cars can do on that circuit. It's definitely slightly longer, but if you like road racing, whether it's bikes or modern, try that again. If you like bikes or any other kind of cars, it should be a good fun time. Okay, so hopefully you should be able to see this. Aha! We are going to have a go at the Adelaide Circuit in a Dallara SP1 car. If you don't know, AMS2 had the amazing 2005 car set, which had the additions of the GT1 cars that are just beautiful to look at, to be honest. The GT2 and GTR cars. As well as that, there's the LMP1 and LMP2 cars. I fancy having a go at the Dallara today. I'm just going to have some fun with it. It's going to be a longer race. Going to need to have a pit stop. At least for tyres, that's going to be a mandatory pit stop. And yeah, let's just see what I can do in that time. Just going to double check. All seems okay. I had a quick test of this earlier, so hopefully I shouldn't spin immediately, but you know, we're just here for fun, so that may come up a bit later. But it would definitely be appropriate for this track. The Adelaide American Le Mans race in 2000, yeah, they had so many cars crash out. It was almost impressive. But yeah, for GT cars to do so well against the prototypes really shows how difficult everything was. And how easy it was to just crash out and that be the end of the race. The cars were definitely made out of papier-mâché. Okay, so we have a good amount of LMP1s, followed by the GT1 cars and GT2s. Okay, let's see how well we do here. And hopefully we don't get caught around this corner for the start. We do slightly. May lose a place or two here. After all that hot lapping, we'll definitely have to get used to being an AMS2 now versus the Assetto Corsa physics. Being in a fast car and also dealing with AI, so it could be touch and go here. But I'm excited. Definitely a bit shy there. We're caught up to the other cars in the braking. Down to second here. I'm always a bit nervous in AMS2 about tight and slow corners like happens. It's so easy to spin out so many of the other cars. You can't always tell that it's happening in AMS2, I will admit. As much as I do love the game. It may be my fault, but yeah. Not much to tell me what's going on. This Audi is slow. Up to fifth. Tap on the brakes this time. Oh, I can survive that quite nicely. at least the way it's set up this time round, the later pit stop, which I'll have to take tyres on, it will do tyres and fuel separately. So I really want to save as much fuel as I can during all of this. I did put extra in, but the fuel calculations may be slightly incorrect. But yeah, don't want to lose time fueling up. Better to short shift, to lift and coast and do all of the right things. Okay, so starting the next lap, we are as we were before, but starting to see what this Audi can do, and more notably what corners the Audi can't do as well. It does seem to be that the return onto the horse racing track is a bit slow. So if I'm able to get on the side, I may be able to force my way around. Just before this upcoming corner, it can be a bit slow. We got a good run anyway, it's okay. It's definitely cautious there, I didn't want to get bodied. Now we've gone deep, made contact there. Don't think there's damage, that's okay. The damage is on. If I spin and hit suspension, I will have to make repairs, or it could be terminal. Similarly, tyre wear is on, so just got to be careful not to lock up too hard. We are up to 7th class and overall. I don't know exactly when we'll see the GT2s and GT1s, but that'll be a fun surprise for later. Okay, not the greatest through there, so did lose a bit of time. Might be catching up to these cars ahead, but it's a bit hard to tell. Slightly too much throttle. Seem to be making some good laps here though. That was a second better than our best, or previous best. I think I'm hooking onto the slipstream. Oh, is his engine gone? Don't trust that at all. Oh, they are slow. I'm just gonna have to wait behind all of this and hope it passes. the pits. That's a free position. We're up to 6th. So far we seem to be doing pretty nicely. On to Falcon Street. Can I force my way on side? No, I can't. Very interesting once the contact. Bit of a lockup. It's going to be interesting once the GT cars come into play. It's hard enough to pass these prototypes. It's a lot of just one car tracks here, so it's going to be interesting. I'm stuck here. Let's go defensive, that's bold. He's gonna be just fine there. I think that's the latest dive bomb you could possibly do. I just don't have the traction to survive it. Should get him here. Yeah, nice and easy. What's it back on side? That's wild. Pass this Ferrari 360, hopefully. Hopefully at some point this year. The Audis. We are splitting that Ferrari. He's a bit slower. Going too deep. Okay. Trading paint with that Red Bull Porsche. At least we caught up with the other prototype here. Closing speed is mad. But we are through. Let's have alongside. Still alongside. Finally lets us through. Thank you, Ferrari. It's going to be nice to get a bit of air from all of these cars. It's quite frantic. Just made it through in time. prototype is stuck there. Too deep, too deep. Okay, just escaped contact there. We are still surviving. He does some lawn mowing, so any difference is negated, thankfully. Ooh, Porsche goes wild. Oh, I'm stuck. That's more like it. Thought I got boxed in, but I made it an opportunity. Yeah, up to 4th place. Too deep. Okay, we're still 4th. Somehow already on lap 10. Tyre-wise, we seem to be doing okay, even though we'll have to replace them, so we go for another set of soft slick. I think I'm good for fuel as well. That's a ton of all damage, so should be about a 20 seconds in the pits, excluding getting into the pits and everything. 20 seconds in the pit box. Double check that I'm okay with the fuel. Nearly spinning. Okay, so it could be tight here. I will do lifting and coasting. Or continue rather. I don't know if I'm going to have enough fuel there. Don't think I will, anyway. That Audi's pitted early. Did he have problems or...? It's just a fun race, so let's just be safe and overfuel. Whoa. No. Okay, I guess we're going into the pits. That is not how I wanted to do this. Okay. So, we're still alive, but not in one piece. That's okay. We'll keep going. Missed the marker. Hopefully they don't penalise that. And we go again. We may be here for a little moment. Okay. Onto the tyres. That should be 20 seconds in itself. Back down to where we started, in 8th place. How much damage do we have? Enough for slow repair at least. Okay. Got a bit of a mountain to climb. I thought I was okay at that corner. Just span out. So easily done in these cars and in AMS2, to be honest. But you keep going. Okay, so it's an extra one. 25-30 seconds in the pits. Not at the bottom of our class, but very much near to the bottom. Actually, I think that might include the pace car. Cold tyres hit. Let him go. What position is he? Don't know. To be a lap down sucks, so he must be one of the first few prototype drivers. Hope we don't have any more damaging corners. Thinking he might not have hit it just yet. Well, at least we can be optimistic if that's the case. Just looking at our display, quite a distance until the rest of the LMP1s. The outside we go of this Ferrari 360, as I nearly do a 360. That is a Lamborghini ahead. That car sounds so good whether you're in the driver's seat or not. I was a little bit cheeky there on that Porsche. All shades of loose there. I don't think I should be doing this much curb climbing. I think I could make that corner in time. Okay, we made it past the halfway mark, at the very least. We are still within, well, still racing. Not really in a place to win it, but I'm having fun with it. Again. Gotta clean up that corner. just saw a big train of, I think, GT cars ahead. That could be interesting. Too sliding. Okay. He goes into the pits. That's why we let us past. In a grey colour, not too dissimilar from Jimmy Fullbeds if you've seen his car. His flowing. It sounds bad to say. Oh, there's the end. Maserati MC12. Great looking car. Great sounding car. I believe basically it's the Ferrari Dino or Ferrari Enter. There's truth somewhere near that. It just has a nice Maserati badge, put front and centre on it. Still going through the pack. Not losing too much time to them so far, thankfully. Even though AMS2 has had AI improvements with blue flags and cars overtaking other cars, all these cars may mean that I could get an advantage. So yeah, he's hoping that the AI gets slowed down by the other AI. Although, to be honest, I'd rather they wouldn't, just for the spirit of racing and all that. Okay, got past that Porsche. Oh. Not sure if that was going to be as clean as that was. Thankfully all good. Big lock up here though. If you saw the beginning of the stream, you would have definitely seen that. I used Assetto Corsa for the hot lapping time trial, and then when I wanted to move on to the racing, this time I've chosen AMS2. What do you guys tend to use for if you just want to hot lap some fun cars? Are you all also on Assetto Corsa still for that? Are you on R Factor? As much as I love AMS2, I don't always feel totally in control of the car compared to Assetto Corsa. Maybe that's just... got stuck there. Maybe it's just a bit more practice. I just got spun. Okay. Thank you, Corvette. Oh, that's mocky. Try again. So, yeah, if I want racing, I'm here for AMS2. What is happening there? This is bad. Okay. I have damage, or is it just... Yeah, I've totally lost my rear wing. With 10 laps to go, we're definitely going to have to sort that out. Ah, that's a shame. Oh well. Yeah, everything's real sketchy now. So yeah, AMS2, great for racing. Assetto Corsa, that's still my preferred place for hot lapping. Whoa. Having to be so gentle here. Corner onto Adelaide Street beforehand was absolutely lethal. And the AI takes over from here. What, really? Oh, no, did it just send me out without repairing? Oh, come on. Let's go for that again. This is not how I wanted the race to end, but not end, but to go, but that's okay. Still got a smile on my face. Just gotta survive this corner, I think. Oh jeez. Come on guys, go on through. Oh, thanks Corvette. Oh, no. Okay, wait for him. This is embarrassing. Oh well. It's all getting repaired anyway. Come on, repair the car. Okay, that's taking longer, that's a positive sign. We keep going, we keep moving. Hey, okay, cool. We are in it to win it. No, we're not. We are in it to race. Wrong button. There we go. Around that dreaded corner. Somehow we're still not at the bottom of this class. Does someone also have a turbo blowout or something? Even with game or user error, you can see why the the railways had so many casualties, well not casualties, but had so many cars having to retire. This is a really tricky combination. I don't know if the American Le Mans series returned to Adelaide. But it's a fun... Oh, thank you, Ferrari. But yeah, it is a fun story that they ever came here. Can we get past this guy? Yes, we can. Don't know if I really need to be pulling those risks, but we move on. Okay, that's not the line. Something's happened to a car there. Don't know if you're able to see that on YouTube, but flicking through the terrain. It's been a long time since I've seen a prototype. Ahead of me or behind me. I didn't know we had so many GT2 cars. Feels like hundreds of them. There he is again. Hopefully that doesn't cause damage. No, I shouldn't do that. Let's just survive the race. Tyres are still looking good. We have plenty of fuel. Way more than plenty. I don't know if the calculation it gave me was actually correct. But yeah. Let's blame it on user error just in case. Whoa. GT cars are definitely pretty good out of that hairpin. Behind any car, it might as well be that Lamborghini. Okay, not too far to go now. I don't think we're gonna improve our position, but yeah, I'm still enjoying the racing though. That was clumsy of me. Gotta stop doing it there. Stop trying that corner. Only the slightest tap on the front wing, that's not too bad. High close to the barrier there. Lack of traction. Slightly better through Foster's there. Still room for improvement. Another track I'm surprised American Le Mans raced at was the Canadian track Three Rivers, or excuse my accent, but Troy Riviere, something like that. It's even so, it's way narrower than this. I'm surprised any cars survived that race at all. That series has raced at a lot of fun tracks. From the standard Road Atlanta, Road America to I think the craziest street tracks they could find. But that was worse through Foster's. Oh, that's it. Of course, because we were a lap down. In spite of the issues, that was really good fun. The lap traffic did depose an exciting threat or exciting moments to the race, but it didn't seem to get in the way or hinder the experience. AMS2 has definitely improved on that by so much. Make my way towards the pits here and have a quick look at a gameplay. Is there anything else you guys would like to have a look at? Whether it's cars, tracks, AMS2, Assetto Corsa? If so, let me know. Send a comment. So whether that's for today or for another time. I do plan to continue the rally series, where most of the time it's pretty clean, and it definitely needs to be clean, and that hardcore series, which recreates the 2001 version of WRC, Colin McRae, Sebastian Loeb, all those really big names. I plan to continue that for round 2 at Sweden. Yeah, also have lots of other things on the go, like all the history work that I put in. Just have a quick look at this though, because AMS2, almost like going back in time in some ways. If you've ever had a go at the F1 cars with the hard-off, you really know how immersive it can be. Really scrapping with Alan Prost, Johnny Dumfries or Michael Schumacher. mad looking corner, especially with that camera angle. Well, awesome. That was a quick look at some of the racing we had. If there's no one else looking for any cars, tracks, or fun experiences, then let's just look back on today. So we started off with a Assetto Corsa, looking at the modern Adelaide with big DTM style cars like the BMW M1. Moved on to modern day supercar, Australian supercars with the V8 power, the Ferrari 330 V12 Le Mans prototype, and ended with the super fast McLaren MP4 We just did a 30 lap race there. Didn't go to plan, but I really did enjoy it. And yeah, I'll have to have a go at racing around AMS2 again. I'm planning to do more live streams over the weekends, just in general. Don't know exactly what times I'll be free, but hopefully very soon you'll see me live on YouTube. So yeah, at some point should have some more historic races coming in, talking about classic moments of cars and drivers alike. And we should be doing more rally live stream and chilled live streams like this, looking at hot laps and fun races. So thanks everybody for tuning in. I think that's enough for now. Yeah, if you want to say hi at any point, yeah, feel free to leave a comment or like or subscribe as everyone else says, but to be honest, yeah, just thank you for being here. And until next time, thanks for watching. I've been Historic Sim Racing, and I'll see you next time.